He hated his boss, hated her. He always felt oppressed in his job, psychologically bullied because she simply took a dislike to him. He seemed to be the type of person who, to her, was instantly dislikable. It was not her who had hired him, so she had no choice but to accept him as an employee. He wondered if she was trying to find a way to dismiss him, but then thought that perhaps she enjoyed him because he let her get away with it. he had to he supposed, or she probably would sack him. Maybe she was frustrated because he had never give her a reason to dismiss him. As her health records clicked, his job did not warrant excitement. In fact, nodding an acknowledgement to the student nurse, which he came by, was as exciting as it got. He hated it, and he hated Miss Barbara Deacon. Miss, 57 years old, and married to her. He knew that she had never had a man in her life. Probably just as well, he thought. Any poor wreck who had caught in her web was bound to as a slave or prisoner. Yes, love, sorry, love, I will do it again. Yet tempting as it was to simply walk out of the job, he stayed because it was a kind of safety net. Knowing how hard it was to find work in the current climate, he stayed because it was financially stable, secure, and at one point in his life he had spent 3 years signing on. Never again, he had thought, so the job stayed as long as he had within his comfort zone, which included his wife, 3 years old daughter. And as he lay in the darkness, staring up at the ceiling, he still couldn't help but think of Miss Dacon, hoping she would simply leave or leave him alone. Maybe she held a secret desire for him. That was why she kept hassling. Was it her way of finding a partner? Annoyed those you fancy in some convoluted plan to catch them on a hook and reel them in. Some people had strange ways of going about it. So by keeping him the center of her attention, he was popular only to her it seemed, and he didn't know what to read into that. Yet she improvised the word battle axe, and the thought of her fancying him failed him, and he turned in his bed to look at the closed curtains. The milk soft blue blended into the darkness of the ceiling, and he closed his eyes. There she was, in his mind's eyes, watching him, but eventually she faded away to give rise to other thoughts that concerned him. But soon they gave way to the warm grip of sleep that enclosed his consciousness and took him to oblivion. It wasn't long before he began to dream. He was standing in a field that he did not recognize. A few trees were scattered around, and across to his right, around 100 meters, was a forest. The grass was mostly of ankle length, and the sky held no clouds on which seemed to be a sunny day. He began to drift across pasture, but not through his own will. He wasn't concerned. He didn't know it was a dream. The rules of reality and physics in dream worlds are instantly shattered. But this seemed normal enough, considering. In the distance, he noticed someone coming or drifting towards him. He saw that it was Miss Dacon. She looked at him curiously as they passed. To look at each other, and the distance between them grew, but eventually both drifted out of sight. The field was huge and expansive, and his drifting began to speed up. Soon, everything melted into white, and it surrounded him like a fog. The white became muted, grey thinned in shades, until it became black. Unconsciousness returning him for the rest of the night into a dreamless void. Waking up, throwing the duvet cover and swirling to sit right, it became immediately that something was wrong. Not only was he in unfamiliar surroundings, he was also in an unfamiliar body. Standing up and looking in a dressing table mirror, he looked into the face of Miss Dacon. Elsewhere, mice had entered his body, and she was in a similar predicament. He realized as he stared at herself, that he had become that what which he hated.